Hello, hello, campers, and this is Tales from the Campfire Podcast.
I am one of your camp counselors, Keegs. I'm joined by Kev.
What up?
And Manny.
Hello?
Say hello, Manny.
Hello?
Where am I?
We're here to tell you tales of the creepy, the weird, and the highly strange. This week we'll be talking about Harry, the man, Harry, the Apemen, and some other interesting stories.
Like Perry the Platypus.
That's next week.
You're a hairy wizard.
Yeah, so this is our, third one that we've recorded so far? This might end up being the first one that comes out because...
all that other stuff that we record is definitely going to be like a Patreon because that is not something that we're just going to put out.
I'm pretty sure the sound quality just jumped quite a bit. I'm pretty sure that we actually have a subject to talk about this week instead of just rambling on to each other for an hour. And we actually have structure this week, so I think this will end up being the first one. And yeah, if people want to pay to hear the other shit, they can hear the other shit. But
except for some of the stuff that we have to delete.
Yeah. Like what we're talking about right before we started recording.
That's got to get deleted.
For a nominal fee, you could hear some shit that we weren't supposed to put out. So.
Unless you sign a non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah. Email us at talesfromthecampfirepodcast@gmail.com if you want a non-disclosure form to hear the not-so-family-friendly stuff, I guess you would say.
Some stuff that we're not supposed to disclose.
Neither are you.
Some stuff we're not even supposed to disclose. I mean, not even Fort Knox can keep that shit locked up. I mean, like...
Okay, well, I'm sure they'll get it just in the wrong way.
So much worse. That is like, take it to your grave.
Let's get this thing going and play some Cryptid Wiki. That's what I've decided to call it, so that's what we're going to call it.
Cryptid Wiki.
It's time to spin the wheel of Cryptid Wiki.
All right. So we don't have anyone watching our live stream right now. Maybe in the future we could have people throw out numbers, and that's how we could do it. But for right now, we can do this one of two ways. We can use a random number generator provided by Google.com. Or you guys can just give me a number between, 1 and 26.
I vote eventually we actually build a wheel and actually spin.
Oh, yeah.
And, throw a knife at it or something like
that. No, I totally agree.
We'll figure out a way to make it D&D dice.
The only problem with this game is there are so many that we can do. Because it's not like an infinite amount, so this might have to change into a different kind of wiki eventually. But for now, it's cryptids. But I like the wheel idea. I really
kind
like
of fun.
Kind
of like the wheel of mythicality, but crypticality.
Wheel of crypticality. I like it.
It's time to spin the wheel of crypticality.
There you go. Thanks, Bob.
Back to you, Susan. Well, I mean, I've got 4 sets over here.
We'll just put those on a wheel.
All right, guys, give me a Kevin. Let's start with you this week. Give me a number between 1 and 26.
I'm gonna go with my lucky number. I'm gonna go 13.
13. All right, that would be M. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna click on M, and let's see.
Mothman.
Man, there's a lot in here. There's a lot of M's. Give me a number between 1 and 30, Manny.
22.
22. I was hoping you'd say 1 or 2 or 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. This sounds like 22. The
Are you at the list of cryptids?
I'm in the cryptid wiki. I went to M, and now I'm on something called Manta Man.
Manta Man.
Manta Man. There's a very let me show you guys. There's a very descriptive drawing of him on here. I'm not sure who drew it, but it was clearly done in blue pen.
Little Jimmy just got an upgrade.
Yeah. All right.
Little Jimmy went to the art store and got a gel pen.
Oh man, someone signed that kid as artist.
Oh man, look out.
The Manta Man is a strange flying humanoid creature seen in northern Chile. It has 4 limbs, 2 of which have large manta ray fin-like membranes connecting them to the creature's body, like wings. It is very vicious and has been seen devouring dogs. The first sighting of the strange being occurred on September 29th, 2013. An anonymous witness claimed to have seen the creature rise from the tree line in Bustamante Park in Santiago de Chile. Despite what you might think, I don't speak Spanish. I know I'm...
You couldn't have said that more white.
Oh, I can. Bustamante Park in Santiago de Chile.
De Chile. I like them tacos. I like them quesadillas.
When asked to describe the animal, the witness claimed it was about 6 feet tall and looked very much like a manta ray. However, resembled a gargoyle in that it possessed leathery wings. This witness, under the pseudonym Ignacio, later sketched the anomaly above, which again, that is a blue ink drawing of what looks like is probably Mothman. The avian oddity was cited many more times in Chile after the initial sighting, such as another anonymous witness spotting the creature in the Alpine Los Bernchea commune, and later even being reported hanging around in a church tower in Santiago. Is there any possible explanation for this mysterious being? Some believe it to be a relic species of pterosaur, others that it is a being from the deep reaches of space. Many Chile citizens draw comparisons to other strange species spotted in Chile over years prior, which bore wings but possess kangaroo-like faces. All right, what do you guys think?
Guys, this is really easy. If Ignacio saw it, then it's Nacho Libre. It's his cape. He's just jumping from the top rope, my guy.
What do they call the Mexican wrestlers?
Luchadors.
Luchadors? It was just a luchador then.
Yeah.
Mexican wrestlers.
Even made a song about Encarnacion.
What do they call the Mexican dessert? It looks like a churro.
That my friend is flan.
Flan. It's flan.
It's pronounced churro.
How do you
Churro.
It is a churro.
Don't hard CH
can't.
it, damn it. Like shoe. Churro. Gotta be more
churro?
romantic.
It's a churro.
Churro.
Churro. It's a churro, baby.
Is that how
That's my romantic voice. When I want my wife to get at me, I go, churro, baby.
my God, give me
Eat
that
my-
churro.
Churro. Baby, lock them doors and turn them lights down low.
Baby, turn.
She always says I sing. She always says I get the words wrong, but I think I get them right every time, even though it's different every time.
I could probably nail that, like voice wise, if I wouldn't laugh about like 2 words into it.
Baby, turn them lights down low. It's like Johnny Cash trying to sing it.
Johnny Cash doesn't. I don't even think Johnny Cash sings. I think he just talks.
He just talks in rhythm.
Yeah.
The funny part is, like, it always killed me, that song that starts off, I hurt myself today.
That's a 9 Inch Nails song.
It's like, what'd you do? Did you, like, stub your toe? Did you hit your funny bone somewhere? Like,
Well, he was like 110 years old when he sang that song.
He was sad.
He was
he
what?
opened his eyes when he woke up in the morning. He was in excruciating pain because opening your eyes at that age hurts.
Yeah.
That song was about him slipping on his stairs and busting a hip.
I fell down my flight of stairs.
Manta Man. Manta Man.
It could be a pterodactyl.
To the mantis cave.
Some sort of pterosaur.
I just
I mean, it could just be like a Mothman spinoff. Or it could just
don't
be really a
understand
fucking
the
big
kangaroo
bat.
face.
Huh?
I don't understand the kangaroo face. Is it a...
That's a different kind of cryptid that has been seen in the area, I think, right? What's a manta ray anyways? I gotta look this up.
A manta
A
ray
manta
is
ray
actually
is
a
the
giant
aquatic-
stingray. Like it's fucking huge.
Yeah.
So this looked like a stingray, but a dude.
No.
Yeah, with a kangaroo face.
Ugh.
So a pterosaur?
You know, I like to believe in things that could be possible, but this just sounds really like super made up.
Sounds out there.
Yeah.
Sounds like Ignacio got a bit of that trippy frog.
Ignacio's out here licking frogs and seeing manta ray kangaroos.
Ignacio's out there trying to get the Lord's chips.
The Lord's chips. Is that
Lord's
ayahuasca?
chips.
What is that?
The Lord's chips.
I like how he
Did
says
they
it like
steal the chips?
Oh, Nacho Libre.
Oh, dude, it's Ignacio, the girl.
Oh, that's
But-
right.
So I was saying it was Nacho Libre with his cape. Oh, it's just now clicking.
Yeah.
Did you say it was the Lord's chips?
It was just the manta, the manta.
He said he
squatch this
believes
whole
in
time.
science.
This Manta Man just took those chips the whole time. It
Yeah,
wasn't
I
even-
think Manta Man stole the Lord's chips. Okay, let's move along off of Manta Man because Kevin's over here shitting himself. We're talking about the Lord's chips.
It's the fucking.
he's allergic to shellfish.
Oh, I'm allergic to whatever garbage I ate at the freaking yacht club.
All right.
I told you. No, what was it? What was the ribs made out of?
We are joined today by Ruth, who is apparently
was
part of the
satine.
podcast as well.
It was satine. That is what's destroying my
Satine?
insides right now. Satine.
What's satine?
Is fermented beans.
Oh, gross. Hey, Ruth, you want to be... Can we call you our producer?
Sure.
It sounds super cool.
Yes.
Okay, Ruth is our producer.
Well, so here's the thing, because she went to like a vegan food truck, and I was like, I'm going to support her decisions. I'm going to also eat from this vegan food truck, damn well knowing that it's just going to rip out my insides. And I even told her that while I was eating it. I was like, this is either going to go really well or really bad.
Kevin's thought process is, in a couple hours, I'm going to be trapped in a small room with two other guys.
I should really eat this.
I should eat this thing that's going to turn my insides outsides. It's going to take all my insides to turn them into gas form.
The dog-faced kangaroo things are dog-faced gargoyles.
Dog-faced gargoyles.
Sorry, I was like looking up.
Like the things from Ghostbusters.
And there's like a live.
They're dog-faced gargoyle.
Huh.
So it's a bat.
So
Like
they
a
actually have
fruit
hard,
bat?
have hard evidence.
Yeah, like a fruit bat is just a flying kangaroo. Is literally what it
They
looks
do have
like.
really big bats down there. Maybe it's just a fucking bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they
And-
have a species of bat called the flying fox. 'Cause
You
it's
know,
about
the
size
issue-
of a fox. It looks like one too.
The issue with things that fly, like flying cryptids, people are like, oh, it's so big. It's like, it's hard because it's like, it could just be closer than you think it is.
Right.
You know?
That's what she said.
Nah, just the angles, my guy.
And
angles.
also, you see something on the ground, you don't understand how big something actually is. Like, have you ever seen a fucking, what is it, bald eagle? You ever seen one in person? They're massive when they're on the
they're
ground.
huge.
But when they're flying, they look tiny.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
it's an
depending
eagle.
on how high up in the air they are.
Or like, you're from California. Have you ever seen one of those California vultures?
Yeah.
They're fucking huge.
I think should have a picture with one. One of our friends at the Renaissance Fair is a bird handler.
Yeah, we went to Utah and they had a feather, and the feather was the length of my forearm. It's like,
Yeah, they're
holy
big.
shit.
My nose.
Have you ever seen those the brown
No.
eagles?
Oh, gold eagles is like
Yeah, the
really
golden eagles.
Yeah, they have one at the High Desert Museum.
Yeah, every year they have a eagle watch. Off topic, down here at Lake Alicia Nook, they have a whole eagle watch, like little park. So they'll go out there, they'll look for eagles nesting, but they'll also bring like a captive golden eagle. It's fucking massive. Like it's as big as my dog, and I have a fucking big ass dog. Like my dog standing on its hind legs is probably up to my shoulders. It's like, this eagle, fucking same size, just with a tag on it, and people are like, "Oh, look at the pretty eagle." I'm like, back away from the talons.
That is a pretty bird.
That's a big blood. All right.
Mom, can I touch it?
So I guess we'll get serious for a minute here and talk about today's topic. We'll start off with the story of Harry R. Truman. Oh, that is a big bird.
And it's
The
like kind of
hairiest
far
Truman
behind
of
us
them
too
all.
Yeah.
to get like all of it in the picture.
Wow. All right, let's talk about Harry. All right. Harry couldn't believe what he was seeing. He got the call. He knew he had to leave the mountain, but that little voice in the back of his head kept telling him this can't be real. His home, his land, even his pets are all in jeopardy and are going to be destroyed. Right. Those rock scientists have been saying it for years, and yet here he stands. But now the sky is dark and the earth beneath his feet is moving in ways it shouldn't. The air smells burnt, dead. It reminds him of the way a home smells after the chimney has been swept out after a long winter, how the taste of it sticks to the roof of your mouth. It's sometime around 8 or 9 a.m. and the shadows are soft. The world is a haze and even his overly aged eyes can tell the lack of life in the air, in the woods. A boom breaks the silence, then a roar. Give me a roar.
Caca, Rob. Robert.
Robert. That was from last week's episode, which you guys didn't hear.
Robert.
Robert.
Yeah, that exactly. Okay, so a boom breaks the silence, then a sound.
Robert.
The roar was strange. It reminds Harry of the sounds he can sometimes hear at night from the woodline.
Robert.
With so much to fear at this moment,
Fraggle.
what with the sudden realization that he probably will, in fact, lose his life to the quite literal hill he has chosen to die on. This roar scares... Man, I'm losing it over here. Scares the living shit out of him. He knows the creature it came from. The same beast that killed his dog and threw it up into a tree only 2 short years ago. The same demons that throw rocks at his beloved cabin and watch him through the windows doing his nightly ritual of sweeping and cleaning in the shop. Harry breaks out into a run.
Polishing pipes.
I couldn't think of anything to put there. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing at night?
Is that really what he wants him to like look through the window and sees like this freaking Sasquatch looking thing? Just like, bro. I
Sasquatch
want
looks
you-
at the window and old man Harry's just like,
It's like this thing's watching you do this like every night. It's just like, I'm just so disappointed in you, Robert.
it's not Robert, it's Harry. Harry looks back
gotta
at the
be
Sasquatch
Harry.
staring through his window and says, keep looking me in the eyes. I can't finish it unless you're looking at me in the eyes. Don't go.
Like looking at a photo of this man. And I'm like, what?
Has to hit a certain quota until he
She
comes
looked
in.
him up.
He just in every photo has like a cup of something in his hand.
It's his spit cup.
Yeah, clearly. Where was I?
I can't do this until I spit.
That's probably what it actually sounded like too. I should have wrote like actual like
like actual script. Like we could all just like
Yeah.
get a character and like read it in character.
oh, I know what I'm writing next week.
Why you looking at me like that, big furry boy?
Harry breaks out into a run, hoping he can reach the double barrel in time to defend his life, even if it's only his for a few more hours. Another boom knocks him off his feet only mere yards from his cabin. He can hear running feet beating behind him, heavy panting. So scary. come back. Proper. My name's Harry.
Like an actual picture of
He looks like that voice you did. I swear to God.
it. Like, I don't know. I just picked a voice.
Where you going?
Kevin's
He picked me up with a mind power and shook me like a doll.
Kevin's channeling Harry from the grave. Where's my cup?
I need my cup.
Coke class.
Well, that's the only glass he could afford out in the woods.
People say that cars run on gasoline and trucks run on diesel, but I process off of Coca-Cola. Good old soda pops.
Good old Southern Pops that came out the same year I was born.
Hey, Mary, can you tell me where my teeth are? I got an interview.
It does look like it would be on the wall at the hotel that we work at. We work at the campfire.
We should honestly print one out. And, just print one out and put it somewhere.
Guess what the new background of our shop tablet's gonna be? Sean's gonna be like, "Who's this guy?" I'll be like, "Oh, he founded Mount Jefferson."
The Appalachian.
Yeah,
He's the one. He's
Zing.
the first person to walk the trail.
Where was I here?
Counted every step. 1, 2, 3,
Stupid old
4.
man.
Harry dares not to look. He curls into a ball and starts to weep. The sky now finally falls into total darkness. Ash sticks to the streaks of tears in the creases of his face, and a rotting flesh-like odor overtakes the smell of smoke.
Is the fucking woods on fire? In the story, like, it keeps mentioning ash sticking to his face, and it's like, are the woods on fire during
Did you
the
not read
story?
the whole story?
No.
We'll get there.
In fact, this is the first time I'm seeing it.
Can you read it as Harry's inner thoughts right here? So, a rotting flesh-like odor overtakes the smell of smoke.
I gotta find that.
He's not even paying attention, dude.
No. It's okay. He's just doing Kevin things.
I heard a sound, so I opened up Discord, and I think someone else joined.
Don't worry about it.
Stupid old man.
Yeah. So read that in Harry's voice.
But what?
Why would I be reading that part in his voice?
Because
That's
that's,
not
his
his
inner
inner
thought. That's his
dialogue.
inner monologue.
That stupid old man staying on his damn mountain just to prove a point that no one in particular.
Harry thinks to himself.
And now I'm gonna die because all these years I let my guard down.
That's fucking perfect.
That was perfect. Harry opens his eyes, accepting his fate and facing the creature that has stalked him since he moved to St. Helens. He peers up into the eyes of something that isn't supposed to exist. The eyes of a man, but also something else. The eyes that currently rest over 2 feet taller than the top of his own head if he were to be standing. The creature squats down
250 pounds, new PR.
and blows hot breath onto Harry's face from oversized nostrils. The creature's breath smells sickly and sweet like bile. A huge fist swings down and clutches Harry's forearm, and before he knows it, Harry's being dragged towards the tree line. Ancient heart pumping, Harry begins to kick and scream, trying to grab any bush or tree or rock he is dragged past, but cannot get his fingers to grip onto anything worth using. The sky has now turned black. The air feels like fire to breathe. Harry hardly notices when he's dragged into the cave. He barely feels a thing when he is tossed down a cavern into an abyss of blackened silence, his body never to be found. This cave's entrance will be buried in 40 feet of mud by the end of the day. So will Harry, so will the demon who drug him here.
And he made soup for my bones.
Bone and mud soup. This tale is a combination of 2 separate events that took place on Mount St. Helens on May 18th, 1980. Harry R. Truman was a very real man who at the age of 83 years old was buried under a river of mud flow in his home shortly after the mountain erupted and killed not only him, but 56 other people. It is very unlikely he actually died from being tossed into a hole in a cave, for the record. The other part Yeah.
Wait, if he was drug into a hole into a cave and he was on a mountain by himself,
No
who
one.
the
It's just
fuck
a
told this
story.
Dude, it's
I'm
hole
telling
in
the
the cave and the
story.
frog and the log at the bottom of the lake, dude. Like,
Harry, none of this actually happened. This is just So I combined two things. Harry did die on the mountain. That is a
How do
real
they
thing
know?
that happened.
So how did they find him?
Yeah.
she's got it pulled up.
I'm doing research.
No one really knows for sure. No one ever found his body. So they evacuated the mountain. He was one of the people that refused to leave. The mountain blew up, and no one ever saw him again or his home. I think maybe the top of his house sticks out now or something like that, but no one's ever actually found his body.
It says Truman came to fame as a folk hero in the months leading up to the volcano's 1980 eruption after refusing to leave his home despite evacuation orders. He was killed by a proclastic flow that overtook the lodge and buried the site under 150 feet of volcanic debris.
She should be reading this into Mike. This is just going to sound like dead air.
Honey, if you want to, you just read that right in here.
You want me to read it?
I can unmute her.
What it says.
Just as close as you can to this filter.
Truman came to fame as a folk hero in the months leading up to the volcano's 1980 eruption after refusing to leave his home despite evacuation orders. He was killed by a proclastic flow that overtook his lodge and buried the site under 150 feet of volcanic debris.
Debris.
So I actually undershot that. It was 150 feet, but it was actually 40 feet. What was the source on that? Was it a website?
Is that just Google?
No, it was Wikipedia.
Wikipedia?
It's not a...
It's nothing fancy. It's fine. We don't need fancy. All right. So the other part of this tale is more of a speculative narrative. A lot of accounts came out in the years following the eruption about large, hairy Apemen and basically Sasquatch or Bigfoot fleeing the mountain during the eruption. A lot of those were from cleanup crews and National Guardsmen who said that they had to like clean up bodies off of the mountain. They ended up finding a lot under debris and just generally a lot of Bigfoot apparently that they had to throw onto helicopters and were shipped out and burned somewhere else or experimented on or whatever. So is this just another story to tell of a creature that shouldn't exist? Or do we have, pretty much, or do we have more to fear, more to explore in the wild woodlands of Washington State?
I mean, we could go to the woods.
Huh?
We could go to the woods.
I
It's
want
not like
to.
they're far from where we are.
No.
I mean, like we could literally, like it's like 2 blocks.
Yeah, I mean, like 10 minutes in any direction.
I'm not sure, like crooked juniper trees sparsely dotting the
They're
land.
trees.
is
They
woods.
have wood. It's woods. It's not forest. It's woods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's woods.
We might
I
find
mean,
a
we
pine
could
trees.
just go. We could go to like a lumber yard and be in the woods.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man,
So I do
rad man.
want to go to Ape Canyon. I think you and I talked about this when I exploded my Bigfoot jizz all over your knowledge brain a little while back. Ape Canyon is a place where miners, as in people who mine,
Not the stupid kids that show up at our hot tub and we have to like throw things. out.
not a
Oh, you
group
mean-
of children.
You mean not all the people buying the GPUs right now?
Miners buying miners. Yeah, so a group of miners in 1924 were attacked on Mount St. Helens. They claimed that Sasquatch, a group of them, tossed rocks and boulders and stones and other words for that thing down onto their cabin all night, and they never returned because of it.
I wonder if that was just a rock slide and they just didn't want to go outside.
So the the explanation for it was that apparently YMCA existed back then. I didn't know that, but
YMCA still exists, dude. The recreational center.
yeah, but I'm saying apparently existed in 1924 as well.
No, man, the song was a hit back then.
Fucking, they had pools, dude. You could go swimming.
I guess one of their traditions, yeah. 1924 pools, just piss. No chlorine.
How else were you supposed to
no
go
pH.
swimming
It
when
was
you
just
lived in the
piss.
mountains?
It was just a pool.
This is bath water.
It's just bath water, yeah. Heated by the sun and nothing else.
Straight up bath water.
boiled
like, hey,
on
you
a
got balls
stove.
of steel. Go ahead.
Yeah. There's one old crotchety lady just dumping water to a pool one pot at a time.
If you look up Ape Canyon, there is a movie.
I didn't know there was a movie. There's an Ape Canyon movie.
In Ape Canyon, a lone Bigfoot roams the forest of the Pacific Northwest. He brings his gift of red.
She needs to talk into the mic. Why is she? Our producer isn't following producer rules over here.
Hold on. Plot summary.
Into the mic.
You gotta move over.
Yeah, give her room, Kev.
Oh, crap, I can't see. In Ape Canyon, a lone Bigfoot roams the forests of the Pacific Northwest. He brings his gift of red-hot Sasquatch love to nature-loving ladies everywhere.
Oh.
Whether they're hugging trees or simply camping and hiking.
God.
I can't read.
That's it.
I don't think this is the kind of science
This is
film we're
homework,
looking
guys.
for.
This
is
it
homework. We gotta watch this movie.
free on Tubi.
No,
It's
here's
free
the thing.
on Tubi.
It is free
This-
on Tubi right
This
now.
should be one of those Patreon
They
live
recite-
streams.
They
Yeah.
recite love poems. The tree.
So if you guys want to watch it,
ladies.
you can watch it tonight free on Tubi.
I think we're
TV.
gonna have to watch it together sometime. And
There's
hold
a
hands.
jealous husband.
I already pulled it up. Like I'm ready to go.
You already pulled it out. Up.
Well, no, I honestly think we should.
Yes.
We should, like Keegan and I, like all of us should watch it, go into it completely blind, and live stream this thing, just so it's
yeah.
like, or just like our reaction or whatever.
Yeah.
should do it
Do like a
that would
Mystery
be-
Science
Yes.
Theater 3000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's kind of like you could do like voices and stuff, like I usually
This
do
is
over
the
radio.
worst one sentence explanation of this movie. It is on Tubi. Their comments is a mixed up guy in the midst of his quarter life crisis drags his big sister along on a Bigfoot hunting expedition. That's it. That's all you get. That's all the context.
What are you doing, step bro?
Oh no, my stepsister got stuck in a tree. I guess the only way to get her out is to fuck her.
Blank, blankety, and blank.
Bigfoots aren't the only things I like, Harry.
What are you doing? I'm your stepsister. But Bigfoot isn't. All right. What? Where were we before this? Oh yeah. YMCA students, I guess back in the day, would go to this canyon and throw rocks into it. That's the explanation. Is they were throwing rocks unknowingly onto the cabin of these miners, and the miners saw it as Bigfoot because when they looked up, they just saw a big black shadow in the sky. It's kind of a weird explanation to a weird story.
No way that miners excavating the side of a mountain would cause a rock slide. Like that's impossible.
Yeah, and it was the 20s, so they're all drunk and high on, was it laudanum? Anyways, so
It's not like they had dynamite or anything. They weren't out there with excavators, I can tell you that.
they just didn't want to work anymore. These guys were just like, mining fucking sucks, man. We should go back to town and do something else.
It's fucking cold, dude.
Yeah, but everyone's going to think we're weak. They're going to think we're yellow.
Dude, we should definitely open an opium den. I'm just saying. Like, that shit sells. I know this because I buy lots of it.
You know
Yeah,
what we
let's
could
make up
do?
some story about Bigfoot and get out of
Yeah.
here.
That's what I was gonna say, dude. Like we could like totally just tell them like that we were in our cabin and we heard some noises and then they got
And
louder.
then, like, these YMCA Bigfoots decided to, like, throw pumice
yeah,
on
we
us.
saw one dressed like an Indian and one like a police officer. And
And then it's going to shapeshift. It's going to look like one of us.
Yeah, you know, the thing about any stories from back then is they're probably not real. That canyon ended up being buried when the mountain exploded.
Now it's a
just
bigger
like our friend
canyon.
Harry. So no one actually knows where it was.
Yeah, I don't know what you're
Now it's
talking
just
about.
one
I'm
big
right here.
canyon.
Yeah, it kind of is. So yeah, I mean, on the topic of strange mountains and strange things that happen on mountains, something that, or I guess I should say one place that is truly fucking strange is Mount Shasta. There are like yearly disappearances on that mountain, hikers. There's weird stories that come out of that place. I know there's like, what do you call them? Is gypsy a bad term now?
I can tell
Only
you
if
exactly
you're
where
not
they
a
all
gypsy.
went. They all went to the original location of the Black Bear Diner. I promise. Not sponsored, but like, hey, Black Bear, seriously, sponsor us.
Yeah. You go to the Black Bear Diner. It's just like a portal where like all these missing hikers from the past 100 years are just eating fucking bear paw pancakes.
Dude, it's just like they open up like the crawl space underneath the restaurant. It's just a portal to a separate dimension where everything's made of like pancakes, buttermilk biscuits, and
Really sweet orange
chicken
juice.
fried steak.
Oh, their chicken fried steak is so fucking good.
It says currently there are 22 unsolved disappearances on Mount Shasta.
Which is a lot
Yeah.
for one place.
Yeah, one spot that's kind of unprecedented.
Yeah. But yeah, like pagans, I don't know if you call them gypsies, but I guess like a lot of people do rituals out there because it's supposed to be a powerful mountain. And I think it's a part of the Blue Mountain Range. I think it's part of the same mountain range that goes up to Mount St. Helens.
Okay.
So there's Adams, Helens, Hood, the Three Sisters, all of those mountains, and I think it tapers off in the Shasta area. But yeah,
Good
I don't
to
know. I
know.
want to go to Mount Shasta. It's a crazy, it's a weird view. Like I've
It's
seen
also not that far from here too. It's just
It's
on the
not,
border
no.
of Cali. It's just right after the Trinity Forest,
I
just
forget,
outside of like Weed or something like that.
Klamath, the Klamath
Something like
National
that.
Forest. But yeah, it's. I would love to go there. I've always seen
Yeah,
it
let's
from 100 miles away, and I'm going ooh, but we just gotta. It's a pretty mountain, dude.
Well, I would love to know where all that like
Hey,
off-brand
we
soda
could go
comes
if we
from.
find a person. They're offering a $20,000 reward.
If we find one of the dead people,
Yeah, or a missing person.
Oh, dude, it's just like they either went to the original location of the Black Bear Diner, or they found out where all that off-brand soda came from. They saw too much, so the government took them.
You ever see signs?
Yeah.
Another commercial. It's Shasta.
I'm telling you, see,
30
right there.
commercials in the last hour.
It's a sign. They even put it in the movie. Signs like they're telling you. It's like, dude, it's the Shasta Soda Company.
Yep.
That's
What
That's where they're going. It's a soda
crazy
company.
world would we live in if we went to Mount Shasta, went on a hike, and then just randomly out there was just like a Mount Shasta soda
Just a
display.
vending machine?
No, just like a banner at the top of it with like some free Shastas that says, "Congratulations, you made it." Like,
I don't care if I forgot to bring water. I'm dying of thirst. I'm probably gonna walk right past that.
Shasta's delicious, man. I don't know what you're
I
talking
mean,
about.
depending on which one you're
Shasta
going
Orange
for.
and Shasta Cola, amazing.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. No, Shasta Orange is
Just
actually, in
RC
my
Cola
opinion,
ripoff.
it's better than
They're all
Sunkist.
Coca-Cola ripoffs,
Oh, Coca-Cola's gross.
not
man.
Mexican Coca-Cola.
No, that's true.
Coca-Cola's good.
completely
Got
different.
that real sugar in it.
That cane sugar, not cocaine.
Cocaine.
Well, there's this story of a kid. I haven't noted in here. I forget what it is exactly, but he like disappeared from a camp or something on Mount Shasta. It's in the David Politis Missing 411 books, but he when they found him, he claimed that a walking bear had taken him down to a cave, and then a robot that looked like his grandma tried to do something fucking weird to him. I'm not even gonna try to remember what it was. And then she was trying to collect his shit. That's what it was. She wanted him
Now-
to poop for her.
Now come here to Grandma and poop in this bag for me. There it is, little rosebuds.
Take a poopy in Grandma's in Grandma's
I need
hand.
my vitamins.
You can't have
Oregon
an after
woods are
dinner mint until the
freaking
paperwork
crazy,
is
though.
done.
Since 1997, there's been 240 missing people.
In the Oregon woods. Yeah.
Just never returned.
Yeah, so that's David Politis. Have you guys ever heard that name?
Yeah, I watched the documentary.
I
You
have
watched
not.
the documentary? He, I don't know. It's pretty divided. About half people think he's full of shit. The other half believe him. But his story is that he's like an ex-LA cop or San Diego, some shit like that. And he was doing investigative journalism. And he went to the national parks to do some investigation and was approached by park rangers. Like later on, they came to his hotel room and they're like, "Hey man, there's been a lot of disappearances in these woods, and we don't keep a record of it." And so he starts researching it, and apparently it's true that the National Park Service does not keep a record of missing people who go missing in national parks. Did I say that right?
It's because they're not the federal.
And then he asked them if they could collect all the information. They're like, "Well, we'd have to pay someone to do it, but we can do it, but it's going to cost you $200,000. And he's like, "Yeah, you're full of shit." So he started writing books about all the missing people's cases that have happened in all of the U.S.'s national parks. And it's a crazy amount, and it's crazy shit that happens. Like, people will disappear when they're walking right behind someone, and then there will be an extensive search. They'll use dogs, they'll use helicopters, people just beating the ground looking for this person. And then like a month later, their body will turn up in a place that's been searched.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's
That's pretty insane, actually.
Portals, man, portals.
Like the one underneath Black Bear. I'm gonna go there one day. It's like, let me see your crawl space.
it's really fucking interesting stuff. He kind of got popular, I think, because of Coast to Coast. Have you ever heard of that?
Space Ghost, Coast to Coast. I'm kidding.
Coast to Coast AM. It was an Art Bell show. I don't know who runs it now. I forget his name, but Politis would go on there and present cases, and they would talk about it. But I mean, they're real cases, real things that have happened. And yeah, a lot of them are in Oregon. There's a few of them that are at Crater Lake, which I think we talked about a little bit last week. But
Yeah, we touched base on that, saying that like some weird shit happens, but
yeah, so like
lots of disappearances, a lot of people going over there and not coming back.
yeah, one guy back in the 70s parked his Volkswagen van at the lake and went out hiking to explore, and no one ever saw him again. They found his keys, they found his camera, they searched all around the mountain. And for anyone out there that doesn't know, Crater Lake is a caldera mountain that in ancient times blew its top, the top fell into it, and then it has been since filled with rainwater. So there's a lake in a mountain here in Oregon where we live. It's the 6th deepest lake in the world. Yeah, so it's a strange spot. But yeah, they never found the guy. It's been 50 years. They never found any trace of him. And then like 20 years ago, a guy's son who was mentally challenged walked up over like a bluff on the side of the road or the side of the parking lot. And the dad went right after him. And this is at Crater Lake. And no one ever saw him again.
That's insane.
Like the kid just vanished.
It's like a giant, like a trapdoor spider just went, got him, and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really fucking strange. And Politis alludes to, like, in the documentaries, like, oh, it could be portals. Which is kind of fucked up, because one of the people that disappeared on Mount Shasta, this documentary with Politis, he goes to the family and the widow of the man that disappeared, and he's like, look, we think we know what happened to your husband. She's like, really? He's like, yeah, we believe that he walked into a portal. And she's like, Oh. Okay.
Like,
Thanks.
so he just said, "Nah, I don't need this family anymore," and just poof.
Yeah. Just walked into a portal. I don't know. That's why people tend to not like Politis too much. But
Simple. Aliens.
yeah, exactly. It's exactly that.
Simple.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
No way humans could build a pyramid. Aliens.
Just aliens.
Yeah.
Aliens. Aliens.
Yeah, there's also Rocky Point in the Winema National Forest. There's the case of Derek James, a small kid that went missing in 1990. Out searching for a Christmas tree with his father. Went over to grab the tree. Father turned around, saw footprints in the snow and a snow angel. And
No
the kid was
footprints
gone.
leading away.
Just to the snow angel.
See, that's some weird shit. That's what freaks me out about hiking alone. Like, I mean, people go missing in these stories that he tells. People go.
It was the
missing.
snow angel.
The kid
was the
was
snow
like,
angel.
"Look, I'm gonna make a snow angel," and then an actual angel's like, "Come
He
on, you little
ascended.
boy.
He made the snow angel so fast that he started to fly.
Did they check the trees?
According to the investigation, law enforcement discovered a crude shelter made out of fir burrow beneath several fallen logs near the area of, I don't even know how to pronounce.
this kid, and he's out there making fir burrows?
This kid was, it doesn't give his age, but it says, let's see. Hold on, I can calculate this. It says July 5th, 1990 to December 5th, 1990.
I'm gonna go with
He was
6. The kid was 6. That seems old enough to make fur burrows. Yeah, I don't know.
Here's the
Shit's
thing,
weird.
though. The thing is when you're out there trying to survive, you learn really quick.
Yeah, and it's not only that. Like, you're a kid, you're cold, you're going to look to get under something. It's not something that you're, like, it's just a natural instinct to get
It's
out.
something that's hardwired.
But it
in
says,
Yeah. It's like tossing a kid in a lake to make them learn how to swim. Like, it fucking works because of instinct. It's like, it's just in us to do these things. I totally
Right.
agree.
No, it works.
Yeah.
but they found the makeshift,
mean, John Wayne did it.
makeshift shelter.
What was that, Pilgrim?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I saw an episode of something, they're like, "Oh, you know how to swim?" No, and he just picks up the kid and throws him in
Chucks
the
him
river.
in.
Yeah, he was fishing right next to the water. He's like, "Oh, you know how to swim?" No, and he just grabs him by the top of his shirt and his belt and just throws him in the water.
That's such like a 1940s thing to do.
So here you go, whoosh.
Well, if he drowns, he wasn't meant to live anyways. He's weak.
That's not a man. That's a boy.
Pilgrim.
I don't know about this. They said the dad was like, yeah, we used to fucking walking 20 miles in steep terrain. Who the fuck is taking their 8-year-old kid on 20-mile hikes? 20 miles.
Yeah, I've done it. I ended up having to carry her back for the last 5. It wasn't fun. We ran out of water. Huh?
That's like walking from Redmond to Madrid.
Yeah, it's a long fucking walk. But the story is that we were going out to Blue Pool, and we parked at the wrong stop. So we just kept walking, and we're like, oh, we got to be close. It's only like a 2-mile walk, if that. So we just kept walking, and then we kept walking.
Times
And then we
10.
ran out of water, and we're like, are we lost? No, there's people passing us telling us we're going the right way. Well, it turned out that we had taken the 10-mile hike down to Blue Pool. And we got there, and we were so fucking hungry and thirsty that we just looked at it and went, oh, that's pretty, turned around and went back. That's the only time I've been to Blue Pool. Apparently it burned down. Not the
Well, it
lake.
got caught in
but
a fire this year, but it should be back up and running.
Yeah. Well, we're a little off track here. That's true. Dude, I kind of wanted to get lost that day. Kind of circling back to the Bigfoot thing, I think Sasquatch and Bigfoot could be an explanation for some of the disappearances. I mean, do you guys believe in Sasquatch?
Yeah, if you run out there, you're lost, your little boy, big hairy dude comes by and says, come with me if you want to live. You know?
How would your dad say that?
Oh, easy. First, you just walk up on that little kid. Hello, little boy. Are you alone? Are you scared? You should come with me if you want to live. I've got the nice cave. It's very nice. It's very warm during the cold times.
You like lentils?
And you don't have to wash them, apparently. No soaking the lentils.
To be clear, I didn't ask Kevin how his dad would say it because I think his dad is a pedophile. I asked him because his dad is German.
My dad is very German, but also like over caring at the same time. Like you could just meet him and he'll just be like, "Do you need money? Are you okay?" Like that's the whole point. It's like he's very nice and I love him to death, but it's just like he'll meet just a complete stranger on the street. Just, "Do you need something to eat? Are you hungry?"
Oh, that's so nice. Although if a man with that kind of accent asked me, I'd be like, no.
Well, no, here's the thing. A person with that accent makes the best food. Dude, no, you're getting freaking goulash and spießpot. Like, dude, that stuff's great.
God bless you.
If you're vegan, you're just getting a cucumber. That's the funny part. She's come over.
Did he actually do that?
So many
Cooked
times.
a meal for everyone else. He's like, "Oh, you're vegan," and
But
he
no,
just
here's
hands you
the
a
thing.
cucumber.
You want to hear some high strangeness? Here's the high strangeness. I never see my dad buy a cucumber. Like, I've been to the store with him a million times, and I've never seen him buy a cucumber. But somehow, every time she comes over, my dad's just like, "I've got the cucumber if you want to eat that." And we're like, "Where the fuck are you getting these?" And he's got like a full cucumber.
Does he have a
just chops it in
garden?
the
Does he grow? Where?
No, like it's in like the saran wrap and everything. Like you just bought it from the store. It's like I've never seen you buy a cucumber, but every
Right now,
time
while you were in the bathroom and got it.
when you're sleeping, I go out. And
I go cucumber hunting at the store.
I go to the German store because that's where you get the nice cucumbers. Because I can't even believe I'm giving this a backstory right now. It's. Just gonna make it some sort of like German lore where you just have to have a cucumber in your
now.
fridge at all
It's
at
German
all
canon.
costs. Well, that's just like the was it the Christmas pickle? That's a real thing.
The Christmas pickle.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
We do that
Like,
in my family.
yeah, that's a German tradition.
I think my family does it just because they like saying pickle.
That's a nice pickle.
Yeah. Dude, I swear to God, all you hear about around Christmas time with my family is the pickle. Don't forget the
Pickle.
Christmas pickle. And they hide it somewhere in the house, and all the kids go looking for it, and then whoever finds it first gets to open their gift.
Shit, my
first.
family's boring, man. We don't have any Christmas traditions besides arguing.
Because like everyone's kind of got their own thing. Like, you know, my family's German, so we just do some weird German shit. Like,
You eat that mishmash?
yeah, the schmishmash tastes real good, you know, especially when it's hot.
I like
But,
my
like,
mishmash
this
hot.
last season, Ruth made tamales.
Oh.
So like we're trying new stuff, you know. And it's pretty cool.
And she probably wanted to eat something other than a cucumber for once at your dad's
Yeah,
place.
you know, like here's the thing. My grandma started doing like ring sandwiches instead of actually like cooking a meal. And I swear to gosh, she ever hears this, like, 'cause we tell her every year this sandwich. It's like an Italian ring sandwich, so it's like in a big circle, and it is the worst sandwich. And I'm just thinking, like, how do you fuck up a sandwich?
I literally took everything off of the sandwich, and it still tastes
Like dookie. Like it tastes so bad, and just like every year she gets this sandwich, and it's just turned into this giant joke where it's like, "Hey man, ready for some sandwich this year?" And he's like, "Fuck you!" Like,
It's like
everyone's
the
really
fruitcake of your
upset about
family.
it. Yeah, but that's dinner. That's not even like a choice that you could just be like, "Nah, I don't feel like it." It's like everyone's like fills up on like the chips and dip and like cookies and shit like that before dinner, so like you have like a slice of this sandwich. You're just like, "All right, I'm good."
Tastes like feet. All right, we're severely off track here.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had an experience with a Sasquatch or Sasquatch-like beings?
I have yet, although I have tried, but I have not found one.
I can specifically say no. No.
What about, have you guys had any high strangeness occurrences in the woods?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. You think about yours, Kevin. Have you ever
the
been to
only
Mount
dude-
Shasta?
The only strange thing I've ever had happen was that my cousin brought freaking candy into the tent when we were camping at Yosemite, and I was staring a bear straight in the face at one point in the night.
Shit.
And the sound of my cousin screaming scared off the bear, and that's it.
That's pretty epic, though.
Dude, it's like we're just like 7, 8 years old. I just wake up to just see this like fucking bear's eyes got all big and took off. And I'm like, oh my god, we almost just died.
So was that a black bear at Yosemite?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, when I was little, I mean, like those bears aren't all that big, but when you're small,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's
they're
gonna
bigger than
look-
dogs, and dogs
Right.
is like the standard for bigger.
I mean, they're about like the size of like a person, but not like any bigger. You know.
But when you're 7,
Yeah, it's like fucking
It's a
massive.
monster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
what's your story, man?
High Strangers in the Woods. We have run into lights in the woods, random noises, laughter, but never actually seen anything. But stuff like that. Have experienced La Llorona. That was in the woods also, next to a river.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking creepy.
I want to hear about that.
We've never
Well, I know what La Llorona is.
the crying lady.
Well, I know what La Llorona is.
You hear her. So normally it's around a
Yeah,
body
you-
of water because the
you
story
saw her or
goes is
heard
that she
her?
lost her children or drowned her children in a body of water. And so when you're alone and a child out in the middle of the woods next to a river or something, they tell you not to do that because she is actively searching for her children and is going to take you. So it's a,
if you cry.
no, if you're just out there. So she is actively searching for her children. So if you hear her cries, she is nearby. And if you're a kid or kids alone, you're going to get taken. So it's a folklore to mostly keep kids away from bodies of water when they're alone.
Right. Just like Sasquatch is the folklore to keep kids near the fire at night.
Yeah.
But you heard.
Yeah, so it's creepy as fuck. It's just scream, crying, just hysterical, just creepiness out there.
I feel like that would scare the
Yeah.
shit out of me more than anything else.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it's pretty freaky when you experience it. But then again, you're like out there, bunch of kids. You don't know if somebody's out there like messing with you. But either way, like you start hearing fucking a random female voice crying witchly out in the fucking middle of nowhere. You're like, I'm good.
Yeah. I'm not about that. I've experienced probably a handful of strange things in the woods because I spend a lot of time in the woods. I'm a big hiker, camper. What? Yeah. I mean, I became someone else's cryptid when they saw me pooping on a bucket one time. I'm sure that's not the only time. That's one of them orange ass Kegels. Squatty body man. It's a Manta Man. Yeah.
Have you guys ever experienced repeat looping in the woods? Yeah.
Repeat looping? Like when you're like walking through the woods and it feels like it's
Yeah.
the same thing you're walking past over and over again? No. You have, Ruth? Yeah, tell us about it. No? Maybe some other time.
That fucking sucks. It sucks. Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's just random times where if it happens to you, you're like, it's fucking the same tree. Like, no, it's a pine tree.
Yeah.
There's lots of pine trees, but no, that's the same fucking 3 trees in the same 3 spots. And you're like, I couldn't have walked in a circle because I took 5 steps. Like, that's not what's happening here.
All right, guys. I think we're about done here. We've been off track several times. We'll see how much actually makes it into the episode. But we're
Right.
at a minute, or we're at an
Yeah, a
hour.
whole minute. Sweet.
We're at an hour 14. I think that's a pretty good podcast length right there. We might trim that down a little bit, but thank you everyone. Thank you for listening today. On our flagship episode, this is probably gonna be the first episode. I think.
Yeah,
I feel like this has gone really well.
Be kind of fun.
So yeah, if you have any Bigfoot stories or high strangeness, maybe we'll read on the podcast. If you send it to us, you can hit us up on social media. We are, again, you know the name. Just look us up on anything. You'll probably be able to find us. Or you can email us. Huh?
Yeah, I was going to say most likely try to email.
Yeah. I mean, the best is probably Tales from the Campfire Podcast at gmail.com. And yeah, just tell us what your favorite experience or favorite Bigfoot story is. Yeah, Kevin, you want to read the The little end line in this.
The end line. I was
Yeah.
about to make one up. I didn't even
And
know
that
it was an
same
end line.
that same creepy voice you gave us earlier.
The end line.
The one before and.
Oh, final part. Our own our own experience. Is that the one?
No, underneath that.
Very
Close.
last paragraph. Says,
Gay aliens found in UFO wreck.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
The
I guess
part
we're
that
talking about
starts
aliens
with
next
"and
week."
Remember.
Oh, I mean,
And remember, don't go wandering too far from the campfire. There are things in the woods watching you, waiting for you to come into the dark.